Last. And Hannah joins us, third generation, right, Miss Hannah?
That's right.
Yeah. Uh, we're in West Texas, landlocked West Texas. I mean, we had some floods out here in the spring, and we were fishing off our back porch out here. We weren't
Wow.
eating anything we caught, but
There were
seafood is
geese. There
sometimes
were geese.
sometimes if you want to talk steak, we can argue with you all day long. But we have a ton of questions when it comes to seafood, and the sustainability of it is one of the keys. Are we in danger? Are we taxing our supplies? Are we taxing our oceans and our sustainability with our thirst for the food?
So sustainability isn't a destination, it's a process. It's one where we trust science. It means we're using environmentally responsible practices when we fish. And guys, this is really important to me. Like you said, I'm an Alaskan commercial fisherman. I harvest wild salmon that ends up on plates across the country. And I'm super proud to share sustainable seafood that I feed my family all year long with all the rest of you guys. And I know that 80% of shoppers out there agree that say that there's healthy seafood and healthy oceans are important to them too. I love to hear this, not just because I'm a fisherman and this is my business, but because choosing sustainable seafood is actually one of the ways we can help protect the entire ocean.
Why does it matter, Hannah? Why does it matter we have sustainable seafood?
I mean, for me personally in Alaska, we rely on wild food. And so we really take it seriously when it comes to protecting it, making sure we have it for future generations. It's the work we do, it's how we stay healthy, but it's how we teach our children to work and stay healthy as well. And fish from the ocean, seafood from the ocean goes across the world, feeding a large, busy planet. So it's really important that we keep the ocean healthy and sustainable and make sure that our food is too.
So you were talking about keeping the oceans healthy. I mean, there's a thing or two I do, and I don't know what else there is to do, but like, you get it's plastic. It seems like plastic is really a big danger to our oceans and things like that. So I'm like getting, cutting the little rings on the the drink packages and all that. And so what else can we do to help keep our oceans sustainable?
Sure. So there's all kinds of advice out there about things you can do with household goods, like you're saying, plastics, but actually purchasing sustainable seafood is one of the ways that we can support those things. There is a huge science-based system out there that is ensuring sustainable seafood remains safe and responsible. So when you're shopping, you can look for that blue Marine Stewardship Council logo that indicates that it's a responsibly harvested seafood. And you can ask, when you're at the seafood counter, when you are at a restaurant, hey, where does this fish come from? How was it caught? Is this a sustainable choice? And so by knowing where your food comes from and asking where your food comes from, you can be part of that larger effort for sustainable seafood and healthy oceans.
As far personally, what should I be, other than that sign, what should I be looking for to at least ease my mind towards the fact that it is sustainable? What can I do personally? Personal safeguards.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can look on, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA has great information about sustainable fisheries across the country. So you can look and educate yourself about individual species. I have some here. We've got halibut, cod, and rockfish. These are like any other whitefish you can get in grocery stores across the country. These are all sustainable fish. So is this wild salmon, sustainably harvested in Alaska. So you find those seafoods that you really like and ensure that they are caught sustainably.
We talk about one of the things is the health factor.
Right.
Fish is a health issue. But in the last couple of years, we've heard about the mercury, plastics in our water, silicates in our water. How do we know the fish we're purchasing, the fish we're getting? Is it by reputation of the monger, the fishmonger? What can we do as a consumer to make sure we're buying sustainable, fresh fish?
American fisheries are actually really seriously regulated, and we test for those kinds of things, for those kinds of contaminants. Mercury does occur naturally in the ocean, so that's kind of always a natural element there. But I really do trust the seafood that comes out of U.S. fisheries. I know that there is a serious science-based process behind it. I follow those rules and regulations every day as a fisherman. And so I think that I trust that system and that it was harvested responsibly here in the U.S.
Hannah, I know how to cook a steak, and I can cook one probably 6 ways to Sunday. I can either burn it, or I can, can still probably move a little bit on the plate, and I don't mind that at all. But I'm not that skilled in cooking fish. Do you have any tips, any ideas to help me cook some fish?
Yeah, I spend a lot of energy catching fish. When I go home for dinner, I want the cooking part to be easy too. This does not have to be intimidating. So here's one of my favorite go-tos. This is homemade seafood ramen. All you need is a really simple broth, some of your favorite veggies. I've got mushrooms, carrots, and onions here. Spice it up with some soy sauce and some chili oil. Throw in some noodles. You just boil that for about 10 minutes till your noodles are almost done. Throw in bite-sized pieces of literally any seafood, whatever your favorite is. 2 more minutes, and that's it. You have a gorgeous, healthy, warm meal ready to go.
Well, I'm hungry.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that?
Is there any recipes you can give somebody like me who likes shellfish? And I know a lot of that is one of the main thrusts behind your whole program, being sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. I love any kind of shellfish. I love clams and crab, right? To me, the best way to have that is just simple. Put it on the grill and eat it with some butter, some garlic and salt. I mean, keep it simple with seafood. The natural flavor will win you over every time.
Yeah,
Garlic
it is.
and salt. I like it.
Yeah, see, because we think we have this impression that you have to be super fancy and have
Oh,
a
yeah.
sauce and all
You
that.
gotta have this special piece of wood to put it on, but it's just so good.
I
if you
worry
just
about
do it.
burning it, and just because
Yeah.
a steak, even if it's done badly, you can probably still
You
eat
can
it. But
still-
seafood is, knowing when it flakes, but it's really about the quality of the product, isn't it, Hannah?
Right.
That
Yep,
If-
that's exactly right.
yeah. When we go shopping, when we go looking for products, you talked about the salmon, you talked about the shellfish. Are there any tips you can give us that we should look out for, or we should ask about when we're purchasing?
I would say, like I said, ask where your fish comes from, and there should be an answer. There's a lot of answers that could be out there, but if someone says, I don't know, maybe don't trust that one. I like to know that the people that are selling me my food understand where it came from and that it was harvested responsibly. So there's a lot of information you can get in just asking.
One other last question for you, Miss Hannah. I know a couple of years ago there was a big issue of imported seafood. There's
Right.
some countries that don't follow the same regulations that you have to abide by when you bring in a catch. Is that still a concern? Is that an issue of what country of origin that seafood is coming from?
Yeah, that's something that the US and fishermen across the country take really seriously. It's a big world out there. Not every country has established the same level of sustainable regulations that we have in the US. So it's really important to know that, when fish is imported into the US, it is harvested responsibly. I love American seafood. That's what I choose to eat because I really understand that system. But we also have a lot of, pretty serious regulations around imports of seafood as well. And like you said, it's a big world out there and there's a lot of fish.
Being a commercial fisherman, is there any line between farmed or fresh fish for you? Is farm fish, is that something that's okay?
There's so many different ways that people farm fish. I think some of it is sustainable, some isn't. But I'm biased. I am a wild Alaskan fisherman. I like wild fish.
Go catch it. Where can we get more information at, Miss Hannah?
You can learn more about sustainable seafood and how it impacts a healthy ocean by visiting waltonfamilyfoundation.org/seafood month.
That's it. It's Seafood Month. Go out and try something different. Our United Market Street has a great fish counter.
Yes, it
and
does.
how to cook it. And you can learn more by visiting waltonfamilyfoundation.org. Follow them also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And create and have something different and special today and make seafood a part of your healthy eating. Miss Hannah, thank you so much. Great information for us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap up the Thursday edition of The Chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2.